Don't start, that won't be nothing. Speaking of Twitter abuse, so uh, before the new year, I was awakened to Florida State news that I had not expected. 6 former Florida State basketball players decided to sue Leonard Hamilton because of missed NIL payments. And at first, I didn't know how to respond because I didn't have all the information. So shout out to Fries No Slaw, TJ Pinger. His podcast has had attorney Rohan on and explained all of the facts of the case. I don't care about who wins the case, who's right or wrong. What I care about is that there are coaches, the head coach, one of them, sending text messages about payments to players from the NIL collective. Wait for it. Fucking Rising Spear. For those who don't know, Rising Spear has been suspended from doing business with Florida State for the last year. I might have broke up, so let me say that again. Rising Spear has been suspended from doing business with Florida State for the last year. Apparently, Rising Spear was supposed to pay each of these players $250,000. Again, I want to start off by saying, fuck Rising Spear, their CEO, and everything he stands for. I hope he stub his toe every morning at 3 a.m. when he wake up. That's how I feel.
Now you see why they call you angry guy.
And we lost him.
I'm back. I'm not. Listen, I'm not.
Marlo said you the angry guy.
I don't think I'm the angry guy. I just, what's right is right. Right. What's right is right.
Shit.
There shouldn't be ever a day where I wake up and I hear unscrupulous things about my glorious alma mater. I shouldn't hear it. It should never be a thing, right? And it should never be a day that goes by that nobody's not saying anything about it. So for those who don't know, one of the latest comments that's going around is that Florida State is giving out revenue sharing contracts with one-sided terms on it. I'm not going to go into all of the details because I'm still getting details, and I don't want to slam anyone in error. I'm waiting to see some concrete evidence of what I was told, right?
I think this is the first.
So, but what I am going to say is, I know that it's happening. I just don't know for what players. So, since I don't know what players, I'm not going to make too harsh. No, that's not true. My judgment is going to be harsh, but I'm not going to go in depth until I get all the details. But I'm going to say this. Even if what I've heard is true, if this is football revenue sharing contracts or basketball revenue sharing contracts, it's July 1. Y'all been up and down the timeline promoting the fact that y'all got all these blue chip recruits coming in. It's July 1. Signing day until December. If you ever heard of this thing called reverse recruiting, it is a real thing. And all somebody got to do is say, hey, you know, Florida State giving out one-sided terms.
Explain reverse recruiting to us.
So reverse recruiting is, let's say you commit to school X, right? Now let's say you sign to Florida State, or you commit to Florida State, not sign but commit to Florida State. So you commit to Florida State, but the bootskins come in and say, "Man, I heard them contracts look kind of sideways. You might want to look at them terms and get an attorney to look at the terms of their contract." So now you lose a recruit on early signing day to the bootskins because you do something crazy. And it's not necessary. It is not needed. These contracts can be year to year. If the recruit don't work out, it's cool. I'm going to do my best to try and get a legal mind on this show because Florida is a right to work state. If they sign this contract and try to go to another school and you say they can't go there for whatever reason, I got questions. That's why we need to get an attorney on the show to make sure we understand all the complexities of the nonsense that's going on. But I'm going to say this. If everything that I heard is true, knock it the fuck off. The people that are in positions to make these decisions are not through and through Florida State people. Stop making us the national embarrassment. If it is football, Mr. Ray, I hope I'm saying that name correctly, Mr. Ray. Clean it up.
Name dropped it.
Clean it up.
My name dropped it. You gonna put out a diss record?
I'm just saying, it ain't been a year. It has not been a year that we got done dealing with Rising Spear Part 2. We just got clean.
That was last year, Troy. You gotta let that go, Troy.
I ain't letting shit go. I hold grudges.
You gotta let
I hold a grudge.
Go. Marlo, tell your best friend he gotta let that hurt go.
I already been told he's an angry guy. His introductory episode to the night was him going up on.
I don't want to tell anybody to let anything go. He's still upset about a Bethune win 10 years ago. So,
Yeah, I mean, I feel him on the holding grudges part, but I think he's holding grudges against people who, like, all this stuff is new. You can't have no grudge against new stuff.
No, this ain't new. Hey, thanks, Chris, for watching the show. Hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate everybody. No, this ain't new. Controversy is not new.
Not controversy, but this contract stuff is definitely new.
No, we have Rising Spear. 2 editions. We got the football edition and the basketball edition. 2 of them.
Well, every school is gonna have something now. They're gonna have something that goes toward. It's supposed to be towards their collective. So, I mean, I don't even know what the Longhorns have, as far as what they got, but I know they collected some type of money and they dishing out some type of money, some type of funding.
If we was giving out Lambos. And if we was giving out Lambos,
you worried about the wrong thing.
That was one thing. We're not giving out Lambos. We're giving out predatory contracts.
Is it even a contract though?
It is. It really is a contract.
Because last time I checked, it ain't technically a contract.
No, it's a contract now. When it went to revenue sharing, it's a contract.
Oh, okay.
So
is that what you say? What you tell them, TP? Stay in your lane.
TP said, hold up. Going too far.
We already, man.
Don't be talking about my boys, man.
We learned a long time ago. College football love and hate part 2. Learned real quick by TP and them Longhorns. So we learned a long time ago. But you know, and again, I ain't gonna bash him too much, but somebody somewhere got to be the adult in the room. And be like, yeah, these shenanigans. We didn't did enough of that. Let's try and be better.
Shenanigans.
I mean,
You
but
know?
is there really any incentives to do better when you've gotten away with it for so long? What's my incentive on doing better?
Listen, a woman told me if you shenan once, beat their ass before they shenan again.
But
And
y'all
if we
haven't beat their ass yet, so they gonna keep shenanigans.
and exactly they got. I don't. It's July 1.
And
I
yes, a
don't.
lady told me the same thing. I shenanigans until she went upside my head. So I learned my lesson then.
So
Start swinging.
it's July 1. I'm not gonna call for nobody head July 1. I got plenty of time to do that in October. But I ain't gonna be July 1 talking about how I want my head coach to get hit by a Nerf bus, all that. It's July 1. I'm relaxing.
Bro, it was June 30th you was saying that shit.
If we being honest, he ain't
We're
lying.
being honest, boy. It was June 30th yesterday. You was probably saying that shit. I hope
No,
Coach King
he
get
had
by
it though.
Nerf bus.
My head coach had a good month. He had a good month. I ain't trying him to get. I ain't trying. I don't want him to get hit by a Nerf bus yet. We got Alabama on the main line. They coming, and we listen. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna issue this out again. All fine bomb.
Uh-oh.
You know what it is.
What you got for the mouth for the South, man?
Bet your eyebrows. You had all that to talk.
Yeah,
Bet your
going to
eyebrows.
be. First of all, y'all both look funny without eyebrows. Both of y'all.
Two bald head people with no eyebrows. That's you know what you know what you look like if you don't have no eyebrows. You look like Charlie Villanueva.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you wrong for that.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Bald head with no eyebrows look like something else.
Hey, Chris, hold on, Chris. Hold on, Chris. First off, Chris, don't do that. My quarterback.
Yo, I was just thank you, Chris. I was just about to you
know what?
you literally took the words right out of my mouth,
You know
Chris.
what?
Look, because Phyllis is out here writing checks, his ass ain't gonna be able to cash.
You know what? Chris, this for you. That's even better.
Maybe all that shit Mr. Costello's is talking is getting people to want to commit.
I don't want no humble pie ass quarterback. I want my quarterback to think he good enough to lift us in every game. Point blank, period.
I just want to let you know, if you couldn't hear the sarcasm in my voice, then I don't know what to tell you.
It don't matter. I said
look,
what I said.
I was eating how Alabama defense gonna be eating when he step on the field.
I ain't worried about it.
Who
I
y'all
don't care if
first
it's Florida State. I don't care if it's Florida State.
Alabama.
I don't care if
Alabama
it's
is y'all
Florida
first
State by
game?
40 or Florida State by 2.
That boy writing checks his ass can't cash. I'm telling you right now.
Alabama is y'all first game of the
Gonna
season.
be good. Alabama first game of the season, first dub. This ain't Nick Saban, Alabama.
I don't know.
What that kid said.
Did they start calling losses now?
Again, we at home. I like us. Anyway, that's not what the show is about tonight. We're not gonna derail the show. I got plenty of time to deal with all of that later on. We got a whole ACC and SEC preview coming up.
I would have said the same thing.
We said we're not gonna derail the show, and we derail the show as a collective.
Every week. Every single week, and I be the main one. I know I throw this ish off the rails.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
First of all, Danny, why you take a picture of the Geico lizard on your damn windshield? Y'all both try to have a damn conniption up in here.
Man, listen, that thing dropped. And the crazy thing is, my sunroof was open and it flopped on the window, and I heard it. I thought it fell in my car until I saw it on the windshield. That thing was like, I said, this mother scared the mess out of me, right? So it's just chilling, and it's like right in front of my face. And when I took the picture, it had moved some, right? But I was at a stoplight. I'm like, bruh, like you gonna have to move. And I was like, I really don't want to turn the windshield wipers on. But this thing got to move off of my windshield. I turned the windshield wipers on. That thing jumped and land on the wiper. And he just hanging on, going like, I'm like, this can't be real. This cannot be real. So then I was like, well, I'm going to turn the wipers off because he ain't moving. Turn the wipers off. He jumped back on the window.
He
looking
said,
at me like,
I gotta
why
go
we ain't moving yet?
He said,
Why
drop
we
me
ain't
up
moving?
He said, drop me up at uptown.
I started driving. This thing started going back and forth on the windshield. I was like, bro, we finna die because I can't even, like, you running back and forth like you in a freaking relay race or something. I said nobody believes the stuff that happens to me. Like, it is crazy. I always end up with some crazy story. The doggone Geico need to come get their mascot. Be all up on my front door. I go to the grocery store today. This lady gonna ask me, well, and she just talking. I think she was thinking out loud. She almost got rocked because she talking about some, man, when I was pregnant, I didn't drink coffee.
Wow.
Well, you're not supposed to.
No, but she said
I'm
No.
not pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
I'm not pregnant.
TB.
Bruh, I can't even. I'm infernal.
Yes,
I could not get pregnant if you turned me upside
the
down and dumped me in me.
disrespect.
I can't get pregnant.
Oh,
Do you hear me?
wow.
Could
That's
not
funny.
get pregnant if I wanted to. Literally. I said, ma'am. And she said, oh, times have surely changed. I said, ma'am, I'm not pregnant. Oh, well, at least you would look cute if you were.
Hands should have been thrown right then and there.
Oh my
That
God.
should have
She
been
would
the
have got
last
paid.
straw right there.
I said,
Jamal, she would have got Sparta kicked right then and there.
but let me tell you,
Hey, that's
that
what
happens
hurt.
to me way too often. I'm like, I know I'm chubby, but dang, pregnant? Like showing pregnant? Okay.
God.
And even if you thought I was, right? I need folks, and this is just a lesson, right? Take your top lip, put it against your bottom lip, and shut the up. We all need to practice that. See what I'm saying? Derailed. Like, we off the rails already. We
Listen,
5 minutes into the show.
it's okay. It is okay. Today is Dennis Gilbert Day. Dennis Gilbert, for those who don't know, is the smartest man on the planet. Why do you say that, Troy? Dennis Gilbert got Bobby Bonilla to get two teams to pay him $1.1 million and $500,000. The Baltimore Orioles contract was from 2026 to 28.
Yeah, he can get ready to stop that one.
But the New York Mets contract go to 2036. Dennis Gilbert is the greatest agent in the history of the world. Hey, what's going on, Wildcats?
Hey, Bobby Bonilla Day. I want to be like Bobby. If I was playing sports, I wanted to be like Bobby Bonilla. don't get me wrong. Him and Barry Bonds was a dynamic duo back in Pittsburgh. But hey, guess what? I still get almost $1.5 million every year.
By the way, TP, just so we clear, apparently dudes that go to work every day is not valued in baseball. The dude that they sent home for 30 years
was more valuable to the baseball team. And that was the year. So when he did that contract, remember, that was the year that Fred Wilpon had started investing with Bernie Madoff.
Yep.
Bernie Madoff made off with that damn money. and Wilpon was basically paying every month to try to get that money back.
So you telling me somebody who shows up and does their job isn't valued?
I'm just telling you what the money say. That's all I'm saying.
He said so. His thing was he showed up for his job, but at the same time, like we really don't need you to show up. We just want you to go home. But the way that the contract, they negotiated the buyout, instead of him getting $5.9 million for a buyout for that 1 year, he spread it out for like the next 20 years. It started what in 1999 or something like that. I think it was
2004.
2004. Okay, so it started in 2004. So a man getting paid for the next 30 years by the New York.
They paid him $500K a year.
No, that's Baltimore.
That's Baltimore.
Paying $500K. New York Mets paying him $1.13 million a year.
1.135.
Yeah, he's set to earn 1.135 this year, but he been getting paid $500K a year.
Oh yeah, because he got taxes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
interest, he get interest rates too. By the way,
he get interest. That's the reason why it goes up to that one point. He that tax is already out. He gonna get his interest. So the interest, so in fact, he would probably get paid $2 million a year in order for him to get that 1.1, from the New York Mets.
Man, do y'all know that
New York tax is crazy?
That is true. That's why
tax is crazy.
That's why I asked. I asked the thing about when kids do their NIL deals and stuff like that. They sign their NIL deals. Do they not understand what state tax and federal tax is going to take out? Because they going for an 18-year-old to get paid maybe $2-3 million. Guess what? Uncle Sam about to say, let me get 30% of that.
Uncle Sam taking 22%.
Yeah,
and then on top of the state where you stay or where you signed the contract at, right? So
some states are protecting them from state income taxes.
The kids that are in Florida, Tennessee, Texas, Washington State, and I think Nevada and Wyoming, they good. They don't have no state taxes, but you still got to pay federal.
I mean, federal they're gonna take out for us. That I think is 30%.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends, right?
Right.
Because they tax stuff differently, right? If it's like your capital, like I have to deal with capital gains twice a year. So they hit me for 35% on capital gains twice a year on top of the 20% they already take out of my check. So it depends on how they getting it and how the contract is structured, because it could be regular 22 payroll tax, they could get hit with that 35 capital gains. It really depends.
And then too, remember, hey, y'all ain't broke. Y'all in a whole new tax bracket. You in the top. What we call it, the top one, and not the 1%, but
no, they are now considered absolutely middle class, and middle class pays for everything. You pay for the rich people to be rich, and you pay for the poor people to be poor. You pay for everything out of the middle class.
Which I'm trying not to get started on that big beautiful bullshit, but
I've been yelling about that all week.
I'm a digress. I'm a digress. But there is more money news. There is more money news.
Let's get to the contracts, man.
So SGA. No, let me say this first. NBA. Respectfully. Fuck y'all. I was trying to go to sleep. And all I had was ESPN alerts on people contracts.
Oh yeah, it was going ham.
Bro, today we hadn't had a news cycle like today in a very long, really this whole week in a while. Like it's been something every day.
I am not one who would rob anybody. But after the 15th alert, I was thinking about putting on the ski mask and going to see who got these contracts.
Well, you know, you got a crash out up there in the Panhandle, so he good to go.
Hey,
Yeah,
always. I just inherited a new couple of guns. Let's go.
It was, man, listen. Everybody got paid yesterday and today. Everybody.
And guess what? It ain't over yet, though.
No. Duncan Robinson is going to the Bucks or the Detroit Pistons. I can't remember which one.
I think Detroit.
On a sign and trade contract extension. Duncan Robinson. But wait, it get better. It get better. Why is New York Knicks signing players and we ain't got no coach?
I mean, they did request to interview Don Staley though, and then you and SC said you ain't going nowhere. Here's some more money.
You think they gonna let her go for pennies on a dollar? Hell no.
SC said, "How much? Here you go. Here's some more money and a loan contract."
Boy, they was Under Armour. How much y'all got on? How much you got in the backup? We need to keep the coach.
She is South Carolina sports. I'm outside the
She
track.
She is.
What South Carolina got? They ain't got football.
But we said it. But they might not have football, but they sell out. People go.
Oh yeah,
Even
yeah.
if they getting their teeth kicked in, people go. But what we've talked about for our HBCUs and other places all the time is now they're a revenue sport.
Yeah.
They got a lottery to get season tickets now. The students have to sign up and hope that they get tickets to games now. So
Listen, this ain't that podcast, but I really feel like this deserves a disrespect segment because them people show up to the games to get drunk.
Yep.
Time out. Let's talk about how Dame about to get all of his $113 million just to get cut.
He's gonna be out for a year anyway. He needed.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a year.
He's gonna be out. Dame ain't playing.
He's getting all his money up front.
He wanted to be in Miami. Oh no, Chris, I know South Carolina had a winning season last year, but they've had a lot of seasons where they weren't winning, and them people were still showing up drunk. They have special libations in South Carolina. I'm gonna say it that way.
Moonshine.
They got something to drink, they got food on the grill, and they got a football game to go to. That's all I'm saying.
So they waive Dame, and then they gonna sign Miles.
I'm
trying to figure out how does waiving him but still having to pay him help their salary cap.
It don't.
It don't.
Because that's how they made. Because that's how they made it seem like they were making room.
I mean, unless
Miles
they got him to sign a deferred contract for the rest of it and they restructured it. I mean, you still got Kevin Garnett still getting paid from the Celtics right now.
Nope, he will receive all of the $113 million owed to him. Yeah. Will be able to rehab. He's going back to Portland because he still has a house in Portland to rehab in Portland, and he can choose wherever he wants to go.
Can y'all keep him out the studio though?
Well, don't bring his ragged ass to South Beach now. Shit.
Hey, we'll take him in Houston. What you mean?
Here we go. Y'all can't have everybody.
Y'all ain't got no more money. What are you talking about?
We ain't got to pay him much. The Bucks are paying him.
The Bucks are paying him.
Hey, do you want to win or no? Like,
it's a win.
I've seen our last team president just let Duncan go to fucking to Detroit. We ain't won shit no time soon.
In other news, we did acquire Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't know if y'all knew that too. So he's now on the
roster. By the way, on that Dorian Finney-Smith news, please expect Rob Pelinka not to have a job in the next 2 years.
I don't even know how they let that happen.
So first, so Pelinka, you trade AD for a bag of chips. Then LeBron picks up his players option. What else we got with you let D'Lo go? What else we got?
He let everybody go.
I'm talking about
Austin Reese said he don't want nothing to do with him.
Here go the other part. He is leaking. He leaked the fact that Dorian Finney-Smith's foot was still injured and he was still rehabbing. That's why we haven't seen any communication with him and the Lakers. He pissed off with Rob Pelinka.
Rob Pelinka is in there dancing with the staff instead of getting help for LeBron.
Shit, Ron said he
know his time. He know his time is coming up. You know what I'm saying? He know his time is coming. Luka lost weight, but Luka can't play no defense. Come on now, we
Luka don't want to play no damn defense.
Wait a minute. Dennis Schroeder got $45 million?
Yep.
And that's what they woke me up out my sleep for. Okay. Is Terrence Mann going to the Hornets? No, Trey Mann. Trey Mann is going to the Hornets. 3 years, $24 million. Oh man. Wait. Jaren Jackson is going to have a turf toe procedure after he just signed for $245 million. All right, y'all. Because Florida State just can't have a bad afternoon. We got to have a whole bad 2 days.
Yep.
Malik Beasley is under investigation for gambling irregularities. Now, I want to provide some context and some transparency. I built a gambling app. And some of the things that are out there does not make programmatic sense. But essentially what they're saying is that there are irregularities on his prop bets, and they think he is gambling on himself. I think there's a number out there like $5,000 is the number that's out there from not this past season, but the year before. So the number that's out there is like $5,000. Also, in April, his former representation sued him in court. And it is believed that this is where the allegations started, the whispers is out of that lawsuit. But there's reporting that this investigation has been going on 18 months. Now, if you follow the show, there was also around that same time Tara Rozier investigation that he was cleared of. North Carolina A&T, there was an investigation, and there was an investigation into Mississippi Valley State. All three of those, the two colleges, nothing has been said. There's been no public anything since the investigation started. So I'm assuming that all of this got swept up all at the same time because it makes logical sense, right? So now there's this investigation. The sports books have software that look for irregularities. So if there is money moving too much to the left or to the right, that will trigger an alert to look at something, right? There are whole units in these companies, whether it's the Hard Rock or MGM, they have whole units that do nothing but make sure that they don't get cheated while they cheat people. So they don't lose money unnecessarily. We also have to understand the fact that they're using predictive, they're going to call it AI, but it's just predictive workflows. If something is out of the ordinary, they want to look at it. AI is new. So is online sports gambling to this degree. So a lot of this may be a lot to do about nothing. But as I said, Florida State can't have a bad afternoon. We got to have a whole day. If this is true, that means this young man gave up $42 million over what is reported to be $5,000.
But then they started investigating him probably like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, 18 months ago. So this probably started at the same time those other investigations started.
So, because I don't know, man. Like y'all, tell me something. Like, bro, if you getting $40-something million, you know what I'm saying? Your contract is guaranteed, right? Why is you gambling away your fucking future? Why is you gambling away? Like when you start looking at games and stuff like that, and you looking at like, oh, he really is point shape. Like, cause that's, you know, like why the one video we saw was, well, they was down 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
The line was what, 7.5. He steals the ball with like 5 seconds left, makes a dunk, get the score to 7. He hits. Like, I don't know. Then he had something else going on with him too.
You mean Larissa Pippen?
Yeah. With that.
I don't, man, listen. I'm trying not to be that guy. But it's just some women you don't need to be like steer clear of. It's just some women you steer clear of. And most teams, when they realize that you're involved with somebody like that, they get rid of you. They got rid of Lamar Odom. The Lakers got rid of Lamar Odom.
Because he was with the Kardashians.
The Houston Rockets got rid of Green.
Because he was with Dre and Michelle.
Like it's not the person, it's the assumed distraction. So teams don't want to be associated with the distraction, so they get rid of them.
I'm sorry. I can't see as a parent. I gotta put my foot down, dog. I can't have my son be with a woman that could be his mama. Not like that.
I don't know how it works with women, but with men and their daughters, just be nice to the dude you don't like. Be real.
First of all, y'all don't know what that monkey hit like. That cougar hunt. I'm just saying. I know y'all was thinking it, but I'm just saying.
40 minutes. We went 40 whole minutes.
Let me tell y'all something. So at my age right now, literally at the age where it could be the daddy or the son, and depending on how you ate it, you take your pick, right? I done had me look, y'all. I done met me my first young, my first YN.
You cougar.
Hey, I was like, oh, you might be a little fun. It ain't gonna work out, though. It ain't gonna work out.
I'm about to say, hey, it's over the night.
I'm just saying.
There's a learning curve here, and it done curved in the wrong direction. So it's I was trying to be a jaguar, forget a cougar. I'm trying to be a rawr.
Yeah.
I'm done.
But you live and you learn.
I now know how TP feel.
I ain't got nothing to say on that.
TP,
I don't have nothing to say either. I'm sitting here in my phone.
TP, what you got going?
Nothing.
So Troy has kind of sometimes drug TP in the wrong direction.
TP say my name Bennett. I ain't in it.
Every time.
I know this right.
Every time.
Y'all know what's one of the most priceless things in the world?
Peace.
These don't cost you nothing.
Peace.
Oh man.
Not a thing.
You know what's funny. Mrs. TP used to be in the chat.
Oh yeah, she was.
Don't worry. She still be watching.
She just don't say too much anything.
She just don't be saying much. She'll put it up on the TV downstairs so the boys can still see me. And
that's who be watching on TV. That's who be watching on TV. Cause I'm like, where's this TV at? Like, I don't know. Now I know. I know. I absolutely know. But yeah, no, so a lot of teams get rid of distractions. I understand it, but
she had that monkey.
He is crazy. Hey. He said, shake that. Let me see you get loose.
That's now will make you do some serious stuff. I don't care nothing about this contract. What you doing tonight?
we have now entered the Zion Williams portion of the podcast.
Oh, Zampic, you know.
Oh, man.
That's his song.
That is his song. Hey, that need to be his walkout song. When they do the started lineups, that's all I want to hear from now. Oh, it's Zampic. You know.
I know. I'm trying to do better. I am, but I think
I am not.
So again, Shea Gildress Alexander, $71.5 million a season. How does that work out over? Sometimes you just got to do the math.
I'm about to say, don't he got escalators in his contract too?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I see that right?
It's a super max.
He get almost $1 million a game.
If you really think about it, Oklahoma City could have gave him a $300 million contract.
They could have, but I think that would have pushed them. If they resign everybody,
they would have
put them next year. You got to put them in the second apron. What they're trying desperately not to do, they're trying to keep their core together, but not be Golden State. That's what they're trying to do, which is funny because if they win another chip, people are gonna complain, and then they're gonna pull out this apron stuff again. And Draymond, and I don't like agreeing with Draymond, but Draymond is on the Players Association, and Draymond tried to tell y'all it's gonna be the top players that get most of the money, and everybody else getting peanuts, and that's what's happening. That is what's happening.
But if you do it like with other teams, so let's say, let's put it like, I say this with my Mavericks, top player to who makes the most money on the team is AD.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, Kyrie took a
pay cut,
a slight pay cut. When they declined, you know what I'm saying? They declined the option so he can sign for less money because he wants to win a ring. And then you get to teams like the Lakers. LeBron picked up that $52 million option on his contract. Then you got Luka, who is under contract. I think he's making a little bit over $50 million himself.
But is Luka just under contract till the end of this year? Or no, the end of next year.
Next year.
But ain't it the team option in Luka's contract?
Is the team option in Luka's contract?
Mm-hmm.
See, that was the thing that it was going to happen if he would have stayed in Dallas, and of course he would have played his 65 games. He could have been an MVP. He would have been an All NBA. He'd have been an NBA All Star. Are we about to pay him $345 million as a supermax deal?
No, because he won't get in shape. And that's what it don't. You know why it don't hurt the Lakers? Because he got traded. It's the thing that happened with Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins, because he got traded. He loses $30 million a year. So,
are you talking about when he got traded from Sacramento to New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans. Sacramento was not going to give him a max contract.
They didn't have the money like that,
and they traded him. Well, they did a bunch of stuff. They did everything they could to value him, which is stupid because you could have got way more for DeMarcus Cousins than you actually did. But again, when Dallas traded Luka, that cost Luka $30+ million.
Extra,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So instead of him getting, so he would get what? Between 345 and 370. I mean,
so
245.
He would have stayed at Dallas. It would have been between 345 to 365, 370 for like 4 or 5 years. It depends on how long they were gonna do the contract. But when they traded him, now you don't quite now when you traded him, he don't qualify for the Supermax deal. He can still get a max deal, and he basically has to follow within that criteria to even get a Supermax deal from the Lakers. But are the Lakers going to pay that? Because they people are like, here's the thing. People are saying, well, the Lakers just changed ownership. The Lakers got the owner has money. He can pay that out of his pocket. It don't work like that.
No, it's not even like that. It's not
like that. You have a salary cap. Let's get this straight. You have a salary cap
with two aprons.
This ain't baseball, because baseball owners can pay out of their own pocket. If you say somebody like the Yankees, they have a network they can get, they can fuel money from.
You can talk about the Lakers' new owner. He owns that ownership group on the Dodgers, and they pay money.
Right.
They buy championships. The Knicks can buy championships. They just never mind. Let me shut up.
You ain't gonna never get off your Knicks.
It's July. There has been a draft, and we don't have a coach. How does
I don't blame Tibbs. I blame James Dolan.
I do too.
I blame them for firing the coach that won 50 games. Who else gonna run there to take that job? Nobody.
He's the same one who fired Mike Woodson after he won 50 games. Then he fired Fizdale.
But listen, I'm trying not to bash on my Knicks because then I look like a bad fan. I just want some basic things. An unemployed coach that won a championship ain't got an interview. Somebody in HR is doing something wrong. The man is home by his pool, counting his money he got from the team that just fired him.
Hey, what you should say? It got to be a video of that man slapping Baby Seal somewhere.
Got to be. It is absolutely got to be, because this don't make no. The man won a championship, and I'm cool. Mike Brown is a cool coach. He's done some great things, but there is a man who less than 3 years ago won a championship, and he at home. An interview.
He at home playing with his grandkids.
Mike Malone. Who else looking for a coach?
Miami need to be looking for a coach, and we ain't gonna start that today.
He ain't gonna start that until Pat Riley kick the bucket.
Oh my God!
I need Spoke to kick his ass right on out the door behind him.
And I know we're doing a lot of basketball. Who got money? The NHL not only got money the last 24 to 36 hours, but they also about to finalize a new collective bargaining agreement where they get 7-year contracts. Their money is going up.
Captain Eganberg of the WNBA, I hope you fucking listening.
Oh God. Because the NHL is growing. The NHL is on ESPN, CBS, and ABC more now than they ever been, where baseball is less and less on the major networks. They are now on Apple TV, but it don't matter. Major League Baseball get their money from their fans and the local television market. So that's where they get the bulk of their money. That local commercial money is undefeated. I don't care what nobody say. I hope some HBCUs are listening. The local TV Advertising revenue. Anyway,
I should definitely turn on Channel 6 and see my Rattlers playing rain, sleet, hell, or snow. But hey, 27, you 27, 6, 27, 11. All those channels come right out of Tallahassee, South Georgia. You know, we can do that. We can make that swing. She right.
I know, like, I know I'm about to derail it, but I hear a lot of people say stuff about North Carolina A&T. North Carolina A&T be on TV, and they media rights deal. They get checks, and I am not a proponent of that company that they stream their games on, but they're getting checks for it. That's all I'm saying. So y'all can stop telling them people to run back. Them people, they find where they at right now. That being said, um, the NHL is going to be all right, and they got some players that have signed some for NHL money. Is pretty good. Granlund signs a 3-year, $21 million deal with the Ducks. Somebody got a 7-year. Oh, that's it. Boyer of the Canucks got a 7-year deal, and a 7-year deal in hockey is wild. It is wild, but they're doing better. So it is it's coming together. Now for the aforementioned WNBA, they just had expansions in Philadelphia. Was it Philadelphia, Detroit,
And Cleveland.
and Cleveland?
Yep.
Now I want to put this disclaimer out. At Fat Mouth Sports, we do not hesitate to alienate a whole fan base.
We sure don't.
So please don't be shocked by what I'm finna say.
Oh, there you go.
Crack your knuckles. Let's roll.
Detroit. Never in my life of any women's basketball ever have I heard somebody say, man, Detroit is a place to go watch women's basketball.
But it is though. Before they moved that team, the Detroit shot were in the top 5 of attendance every single year.
Okay. So they can give Detroit a team, but they can't take one back to Houston.
I hope she
No,
gets
bro,
traded there.
they listen. I am telling you right now, until Clint relinquish the rights, Houston not getting their team back. If he agrees to sell the rights to that team, y'all get it back. Until then, it ain't happening.
Who needs to give the rights up to the team?
The current owner. And he's a local to Houston. He own a furniture chain there. If he get them the rights back, y'all will get them back.
You talking about the
His
owner
name
of the Rockets?
Clint. No, not owner the Rockets.
No, he did he buy, I think he bought the rights to the team when they was getting ready. Did he own them originally? I can't remember, but he does own the rights to the team.
His name is Hilton Coach. COPH. Hilton. Yeah, that's his name. He owns it. But if he get them the rights, the naming rights back, y'all get your team back. They not gonna give the team back to the same person that folded the team the first time.
Yeah. And I don't normally advocate for anybody losing their job because that ain't cool. But I feel like that lady is trying.
Get fired. I put it in the group chat, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong. But the fall of the league on her that documentary gonna do numbers. You add Golden State, Portland, Toronto, Philly, Cleveland, and Detroit, and you have not expanded roster sizes. You have not did nothing about that hard ass salary cap, but you gonna add 6 teams.
And none of them in Florida.
Not only one team in the Southeast still. That's Atlanta. So we ain't got a team in Louisiana. It ain't no team in the Carolinas. No team in the Florida. No, nothing in the Southeast. So now you're gonna be top heavy as hell in terms of who goes where. And we still got 3 games being played on a Monday, all at 7 o'clock.
Um, there is a tone deafness that is going on at that league office. And we have run down everything that the fact that they're just now getting chartered flights is ridiculous. But again, I don't want to completely bash WNBA because I'm happy with some of the stuff that's going on there. I'll be much happier when Cameron Brink comes back. We'll have more superheroes. What's going on in Dallas? Like, Paige is the superhero we deserve.
We love it. We love it here.
She absolutely is.
We love it here. Sure.
Like, she is a breath of fresh air, a breath of uncontroversial fresh air.
Yep.
And
do nothing but go to the gym.
That's it. That's it. And play defense.
And
this is true.
And to be clear, that young lady who brought them fans from the cornfields of Canada Junior, none of that is her fault. Right? None of that is her fault. Them people just came because they thought she had identified with them. And then when she told them that she didn't identify with them, they said, "Yes, you do. Shut up." So, but
29% from 3 is not a good 3-point percentage.
No,
there I said it.
That assist to turnover ratio as PG1 also ain't good either.
It's not averaging 6 turnovers a game. I mean,
I always thought, and it's just maybe I'm wrong, when she was at Iowa, I always thought that, what is the girl named Van Leaf? Is that her name?
Yeah, Adriel.
Adriel was the facilitator.
Oh, no. You talking about no. She over in Golden State right now. Please. Kate Martin.
Yes, Martin was the facilitator. I never thought of Cece as a facilitator. I thought of her as a scorer. So with her and the turnovers, it makes sense because when you try to make force stuff to happen, you're gonna run into that. I still ask the question. You have a post player. See what I did? I ain't say what I used to say. I said a post player. There is a post player that should be eating up some points. But I don't know why she's not.
Well, I mean, it's because they're not getting her the ball. I think AB has proven this season that if you give her the ball, you win games.
Yes.
Give her the ball. I mean, even in Chicago, with Chicago kind of clicking the way they are right now, I don't know if I got to watch them again. I don't know if they changed some offensive scheming, but Camilla is getting the ball now. They are looking better. They are winning games. Give your post player the ball.
Listen,
it ain't hard.
I'm about to blame Tom Brady for some stuff that probably ain't his fault, but he got his name on the franchise, so he finna get blamed for it.
You said like it's new news,
right?
The Aces are trending up. They're 500 now. Maybe that is because we have our hero back. I don't know. But it's some stuff going on, some transactions going on that I ain't agreeing with.
And are we talking about the trade yesterday?
Mm-hmm. You know,
the Wings giving up Nalissa Smith for a draft pick from the Aces, first round pick from the Aces. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the coach for the Wings, he needs to be in car. He needs to be an insurance salesman or some shit like that.
You mean Kurt Miller's boy toy?
Bro, because it clearly, I clearly look at him and it's like, you don't know what the fuck you doing.
Because listen to me, he got to the sideline the same way Spoke in Miami got to the sideline. He started
And
out in the video room. He started out in the video room with way less hands-on experience as Spoke got by the time he got that head coaching job in Miami. Way less. So, but meanwhile, you got Nolan Henry sitting behind him, who really should be the head coach of that team.
Y'all giving smoke to everybody, but why are the Aces giving up draft picks? We already don't have draft picks.
So, well, okay, all right.
Come on, it's the WNBA.
They'll be okay. I wish they would have waited, because now you see Washington is trying to move Aaliyah Edwards, and I think that would have been worth the draft pick more than Alyssa Smith. I would spend a draft pick for Aaliyah Edwards, who was only on year 2 in the league, than Alyssa Smith, who was on year 4, I think. I would have had they waited it out a little while longer, I would have been like, hey, I got a draft pick for you, and I would have sent them Kelsey Mitchell versus Cutting. I'd be like, hey, here's your draft pick, and here's a vet for Aaliyah Edwards, because Aaliyah Edwards, Asia Wilson front court is scary, and that's the god honest truth.
Just.
I mean, they in win now mode. You know what I mean?
They are in win now mode.
And getting back to 500, that was the first step, which I told, like, when we had this conversation like 2 weeks ago. I was like, they are going to make the playoffs. There's nothing that is telling me that this team isn't good enough to make the playoffs, and they have the best player in the world on their team. So they were bound to make a comeback as far as record goes. So, you know, this trade helps them today. And I think that was the mindset going in. I know Troy don't like it. He don't like trading away your future and all that. Boo.
But we're trying to build
now.
Yeah, y'all trying to build.
And they made a trade that's going to allow them to do that. They're going to do much better defensively with this new addition.
And here's the thing that everybody is forgetting. Everybody's contract is up after this season, because they got to sign a whole new CBA. You have a dispersal draft next year, and you're gonna have one every year for the next 2 years
to get players on the team.
None of this. Trade them, because it's a high chance that God knows what is gonna happen with this CBA. The league gonna be flipped on its head every year with the dispersal, not a dispersal draft, an expansion draft every single year. Hey,
there's gonna be a lot of moving around.
It's gonna
come this off season.
Hell of a lot more
to protect. So in the thing, in a way, you're gonna have to protect who you want to keep on your team, and then you give them an unprotected, so that way somebody's going to a new team. They're going to an expansion team.
Yeah,
like the chance of this draft pick even being top 10 is very slim.
It's not. I'm not gonna lie.
When you look at adding 2 teams, they're automatically going to get lottery picks. So that pick that they just traded just dropped 2 spots automatically, regardless of what happens. It just dropped 2 spots, meaning that draft pick isn't worth what they got back.
No, it's not. So the draft pick is fine. I just think they could have gotten a slightly better player for the draft pick than for the immediate need.
They might have felt like that was a better fit though. Because fits matter. That might, it might be somebody that, technically they're a better player, but they're looking for somebody to fit with how Asia Wilson played. Like they have to build around her. They don't. That's the way to a championship is you build around.
That's what I'm saying. TP, it's easier to mold a second year player.
I mean, mold versus somebody established. I don't know. We can. We compare apples to oranges.
I know this better work because if this don't work, it's Tom Brady's fault.
Well, I just put it like this: just trading Alyssa Smith. Basically, we're looking to it's rebuild in Dallas.
Is it though?
And to me,
it should be a rebuild. If y'all fighting Jesus over there, we'll be fine.
But what I'm saying is,
y'all just had the number one pick. How are we still in rebuild?
But 2 years in a row.
2 years. Well, because
somebody gotta get fired.
Yeah, somebody
gotta be fired.
The coach is gonna get fired because guess what? We're gonna go into the next season not playing at College Park Center. We're going to be playing in they're going to be playing in downtown Dallas. They're building right now for the Wings an actual athletic facility, for where they can practice and everything. So they won't be practicing at a college arena. So where they building it at is off of Interstate 30 over in where this place called Chalk Hill. It kind of overlooks the around the city, but from the western part of the city. So
they over there closer to 114. They in the
not the 114. It's like you going towards it's right before you get to Grand Prairie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they still out there though.
Yeah, they still out there. Right before you get it's literally like where they building it at. I can literally go down because I live off of Loop 12. So I can go down Loop 12 and get on 30 and I can actually see where they building it at. But it's good that they're doing that because we shouldn't have been playing in the college arena in the first place.
So Lawrence had a question with the expansion. Will this mean more first-round draft picks getting guaranteed contracts? Well, first off, there is a collective bargaining agreement. We don't know. That's coming up. We don't know what they're going to do. So I would love to say yes, but with this collective bargaining agreement coming up, I don't know.
I got a question for you, Jamal. Do you think that the NBA needs to be more involved with the WNBA money with the CBA?
Yeah, you asked the right person.
Man, see, not with Kathy. And that is my honest answer. I think after 25 years, the NBA and the NBA commissioners did not set them up to stand alone. They kind of set them up to continuously be dependent on them and what they got going. I think if Adam Silver is worth his weight as a commissioner, that he would get with Kathy and start setting his league up for independence. Right now, yeah, I think it is expanding, and we got the collective bargaining agreement that's gonna pop up, and we don't know how that's gonna go. I said it here 6 months ago that they probably gonna lock out over it. The other thing they need to do is get rid of some of these bad owners, especially Chicago. Chicago and the owners in Connecticut got to go. Better ownership, a little bit more help from the NBA, and again, better media rights like Troy harp on all the time. Better merchandise deals than the league can stand on its own. It's not gonna happen overnight, but they should be in a better position than they are right now than they currently in.
Right.
So I'll attempt to answer Lauren's question. So with the current CBA, the way the rookie contracts for the WNBA work is they're 3+1, right? So they first round draft picks, only first round because they're the only ones with guaranteed contracts. but they're guaranteed the first 3 years. And then the team has the team option for the 4th year to extend or waive the player. With them adding 2 teams, they automatically fall into that, meaning there will be 2 more protected first round picks that will get guaranteed contracts. And that could change, but that's the way it's currently right now. And that's not something that they can change just based on adding 2 teams and saying that, oh, we're not going to guarantee the contracts anymore. Because that's not the way the CBA is already outlined.
So here's the thing where I feel like where the WNBA,
hope that helped.
I think this is where the WNBA kind of messed up. I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, having a team in Connecticut where there is nothing other than UConn women's basketball,
getting some feedback.
It's like having a team in Connecticut where you could have had one in Boston, and basically moving the team from Detroit when they first had the team, when they was a shock, moving them to Tulsa, where what is there in Tulsa? That's the only professional team that you would have had and then I guess what? You move the team to Dallas. Like, also getting rid of the Miami Soul because of bad management. The Cleveland Rockers because of bad management.
Mm-hmm.
The Charlotte Sting because of bad management.
So you have Portland folded due to bad management. Utah folded during the bad management. No, I'm sorry. Utah didn't fold. Utah became San Antonio. San Antonio became Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Miami bad management. Orlando became the Connecticut Sun. Cleveland bad management. Charlotte bad management. Houston bad management.
Yeah.
Oh, Sacramento bad management.
So you had half of a league right there. That could have been at least 20. That's 20. That could have been 22, like 20 teams right there. If you really think about it, if you want to do expansion, that was 20 teams.
I mean, I think Sacramento folded 2 years after winning the championship. That's what made it wild.
Yeah. Detroit moving to Tulsa made it wild because remember they won the championship in Detroit.
3.
They won 3 of them, and then you move to Tulsa.
Oh, I know why the Connecticut Sun play where they play at.
Because it's in the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's money up there. What do you mean? I know exactly why that team is there.
The team is owned by the Indian tribe. Yes.
Right.
But then
I didn't know that till just now. But
yeah, that's why it's called the Mohegan Sun. That's their
yeah, that's there.
Yeah. But I mean, what Doc said, they went to Boston when they had a concert on their home court and sold out Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And Boston like, hey, come back. So the team is up for sale, but they don't want the team to leave Connecticut. And I'm like, hey, that you ain't gonna get that, bro. That whoever buys the team, moving that team.
That's the reason why I'm looking at it like when like this past Friday when the Wings played the Fever at American Airlines Center. Downtown Dallas was jumping. The team needs to be in downtown.
Yeah.
It's been all the way at Arlington. It's called the Dallas Wings, not the Arlington Wings, not the UT.
I really feel like that one of the biggest issues that WNBA is that.
Jamal, we got feedback. Hold on 1 second, Jamal. We got feedback.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dan.
One of the biggest issues I've seen with the WNBA is that it's like after 25 years, right? Why are we still operating this league as if it is a startup? Why are we still operating this league as if women's sports is just a fad? The marketing and the treatment of the players doesn't it the math ain't mathing. You know, they've been unserious about this league, and it's really starting to rear its ugly head more and more. And Lawrence makes a very good point. You got players in the WNBA that's playing in other leagues at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So the scheduling doesn't make sense. It's almost like they playing you know, I forget what it's called, Connect Four, right? We just gonna drop this thing down in a slot and hope that we can make everything line up. But we don't have, it doesn't seem that there's a real strategy. And well, Troy, you know this about me. I'm all about strategic planning. And when you do not take time to develop a strategy that makes sense for your players and your you know the teams and the players, and so you got teams now that have no regional connection, right? So someone gonna have to travel hours upon hours for all of their games. Like what are we doing?
I mean, that's what happens. Well, I agree. My first issue with that is I think Val Ackerman retired too soon. And this is the byproduct of when you have a commissioner that don't believe in their own product.
Yeah. I don't think the commissioner knows her product.
She don't.
I think there's
not. She doesn't
it's not
at all.
Believing in it. She has no idea who her product is.
Like, to me, when you think about it, like, if the WNBA has been, for me, just fan-wise on the rise in the last 4 or 5 years, though, like, for real. And it's about to get even bigger because you're going to have players like Jesse Case. Let's just put it like this, Jesse Case. Juju Watkins, is she wanting to come out early next year?
She better be an Aces.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Or Olivia Miles.
But that's what we're saying. This lady doesn't know her product, because if she did, she would be in there working the lines and working the lottery balls like David Stern did. Because Juju gotta go to LA for the expansion and the continuity in California. Juju gotta go to LA. Juju should have went to LA. Paige probably should have went to Connecticut.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to work. When I tell you David Stern and Bud Selig are probably my two most hated commissioners ever, but they knew what they were doing and they grew the game. They understood their product. They understood where they were trying to go, and they got them there. They didn't give a damn how much cheating they had to do.
Patrick Ewing was in New York because of David Stern.
Because of David Stern. David Stern was rolling dice and hiding lottery balls in his pocket.
Kind of like what we just saw last week.
You know what? We do not know these conspiracies to be true or factual.
Hey, yeah, go ahead and put up your disclaimer. I know that we just people having a conversation.
There we go.
We just having a conversation.
We've been talking a lot about WNBA, and for months and months and months, I've been hearing over and over again, Angel Reese can't score. So much so she had to go work with the great Lisa Leslie. And now I look up this last week and a half, she putting up buckets.
Angel Reese putting up doubles. She putting up goddamn on. Also,
what she said: me bounds, my bounds, we bounds, rebounds. If it come off the board, it's mine.
It's mine.
Exactly.
Gotta have that mindset though.
I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with the physicality that she is starting to bring more and more. I'm liking her game.
You know what though? That's that. Hey, Jamal, That's that B-Mo coming out of her though.
Oh yeah, that's straight up Baltimore. Right?
that's straight up B-Mo.
That's straight up Baltimore
coming out of her like you not better than me. Like
nah, but you also have like her and a lot of our other fans used to take over Rucker Park. Like they would go to New York and run Rucker Park. So that's just straight up street. That's neighborhood street ball, organized, and a whole lot of you not gonna beat me.
So,
hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Her and Camila Cardoso, oof, that's a nasty front court right there for real.
It is
nasty.
Tyler wasn't paying attention. We can see who was listening to Becky talk and who wasn't, because his counterpart over in Golden State is having a way better season than he is.
Hold on. See, Lawrence got carried away. No, Angel does not need to be in LA.
Nah.
Angel is fine where she at.
LA is fine. We got Rakia Jackson. We got Cam Brink. We got Derek Hamby. We just need a better coach. I hate that lady's offensive scheme in LA right now. It is so horrible.
But in other news, Darren Waller is coming out of retirement to go play for the Miami Dolphins. I guess his rap career didn't take off.
Who?
Darren Waller.
Do you know why he retired? First of all, do you know why he retired?
No. It was he had injury issues. That's why he retired.
No, that's not the reason he retired.
He wanted to smoke weed.
Yeah.
No.
What is it?
The Giants had him playing fullback. They wanted him to line up in the backfield and play actual fullback and go block. And he said that's not why I ever signed up to play football.
Well,
and that's why he quit.
Well,
and he's coming back to play for who?
The Dolphins.
Miami.
Now, I was going to be very, very disrespectful and say that the reason he quit playing football was because he was going through it with Kelsey Plum. I was going to originally say that, but
we were just gonna go petty with it. Okay.
But didn't he file for divorce from her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She don't seem like a nice person. Like nothing against her, but I've never seen her in an interaction that would make me.
She's an asshole.
That would lead me to believe that she was a nice person.
She's an asshole.
And he's an asshole too. Maybe they
pretty much.
Hey,
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Because he's an ass too. Hey,
they was best for each other though, for real.
Exactly.
I'm gonna drink this water here because what I was about to say was gonna get me in trouble. So let me drink
this
water.
Do you think Darren? So for one thing, we saw Miami get rid of Jonnu Smith. I guess he didn't fit the type of offense they were trying to run. And I also seen that there is a trade proposal, or they talking about it, sending Devon Achane to Chicago in exchange for a draft pick and DeAndre Swift.
But here's the thing. Jonnu Smith had 88 catches last season for almost 900 yards and almost double digits in touchdowns. And you mean tell me that he didn't fit the system down there?
Oh, he wanted a contract extension. That's why they got rid of him.
But he was worth every penny, though.
Apparently not.
I don't know.
Apparently not.
I mean,
and they probably were already in talks to acquire Darren Waller in that process.
Now, I'll say this.
So basically, you get him on the cheap.
Yeah.
And a healthy Darren Waller, a motivated Darren Waller runs circles.
Hey, not a drug addict Darren Waller. You got to keep him sober too.
Yeah, man. In Miami is not the best place to be. Want to be sober.
We just had this conversation about Zion Williamson. Here we go again.
Cue that music, Danny.
Y'all be acting like half of the athletes ain't out there on something.
No, they are. But you can't listen, we should not know that though.
I mean, but you gotta realize too, man. A lot of football players do smoke weed, but we talking about this man was
That man was smoking more than weed.
He was on some other shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, we all is an open fact. The greatest defensive player of all time
was cracked out,
coked up and coked out. Let's not do that. That's a detriment to his game. If that's
probably why he could hit so hard. He ain't fit.
Hey, that was super nigga right there. I'm sorry to say that. That's super nigga. He was coked out and still give you 3-4 sacks a game.
That's because he couldn't feel shit.
And they couldn't block him
at all.
That was the era when he wasn't the only one.
Everybody was coked out and snorted up except for what his name in Philly.
Hey, what was
they always say that crackhead strength is a different level.
What was that on American Gangster? He can't feel shit because I always
man.
We out here like a wild pack of dogs.
Hey, so wait, they got to pay this man $22 million for the next 5 years. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, Blue Jacket. We already talked about it. I choose to call it Dennis Gilbert Day, but we already talked about it.
Bobby Manila Day. Yeah, he getting paid again. Still.
So apparently, the NEC wants everybody to know that all of their teams are together and they are all geographically aligned except for Chicago State. Now, because I like to start shit, and because it was explained to me that Chicago State is a predominantly black school.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Maybe they need to be in the swag. Maybe.
Who the hell going all the way to Chicago, bro?
Man, it's cold up there by November.
Fuck, we already used to go all the way to Delaware. Now you talking about going all the way to Chicago?
Do they play in a dome?
Hell no.
They're gonna get their football team next year.
They play outside.
Yeah.
Ain't that campus by the lake?
Yes.
It is.
On the south side of town.
Yes.
On the lake.
It's on the lake. It's on the lake.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as a Floridian, I would like to retract my statement.
I bet you do.
I'm going to be the first one when they talk about a Chicago game in November. I'll be like, no.
I've been to a Chicago Bears game in November. It's Soldier Field. And bruh,
it's cold as hell because you got wind coming out the lake.
If my friend wasn't down there playing, I would have been trying to get the fuck up out of there.
Yeah, Chicago was cold as Chicago is cold as polar bear balls in the winter. Stop playing.
Cold.
It don't get much colder than that.
And I'm saying that as a man that lived in Indianapolis. Cold.
I'm trying to tell you.
Speaking of these up north teams with their cold weather, we've all seen the snow games in Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those will soon be a thing of the past. They've been approved for a new stadium.
And they get in the dome.
And it will be domed, it will be enclosed.
Oh, well, we still got Buffalo.
You still got Buffalo. You still got Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I'm talking specifically about Cleveland because there was a lot of talks about these up north teams having domes and losing the home field advantage. And somebody pointed out a very important stat.
What's that?
The New Orleans Saints came up to Cleveland in negative 10 degrees and beat them. So what home field advantage?
I'm about to say Minnesota been playing in the dome for like the last 40 years. 50 years. So what?
And the years that they played outside, it was only because their dome collapsed.
There you go. is either they don't collapse or
it was before they had their dome.
The new stadium.
And so like there was, and remember when the Super Bowl was in Detroit and everybody was like, "Who wants to go to Detroit?"
It's in February.
But it turned out to be a great place to play football. Detroit is a football town.
Yeah,
there's a lot of history wrapped up in that city.
It's just like, okay, so when the Super Bowl was in New York, it was in the New York area. Because it
was cold as fuck and nobody liked it.
But guess what? Your ass drive across the river or took an Uber or a taxi across the river and go party up in Manhattan and shit.
Yep.
It ain't all about, well, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold, bro. We had the All-Star game.
Yeah, that was they beat them in the playoffs.
We had the All-Star game in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, and it was a fucking snowstorm.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear nobody talking about we not gonna enjoy ourselves in the cold. I seen folks stand outside, jackets on, fur mink coats, looking like they were Michael Irvin, and was waiting to get into the damn club. I said,
look, we think about history. It used to be that the home field advantage was an actual thing for cold teams, right? Because like if you go all the way back, I'm talking about back to the frozen tundra days when Dallas had to go up to Lambeau and it's negative 19 degrees. Dallas didn't have a chance.
Fuck them cheese.
I'm finna get
They
canceled.
didn't have a chance. But that was a different era.
I'm finna get canceled.
Players are more acclimated
before you get canceled.
But if we look at last year, when Miami had to go to Kansas City and it was cold as hell, that offense, the way that they run it, did not work in the cold. So I think it's more based on the players you have.
It's a mental aspect too.
Yeah, it's based on the culture of that team. And that starts with your coach. Because if San Francisco can go up to Lambeau and win multiple times with different quarter, like they let porn star Jimmy go up to Green Bay in January and knock them out the playoffs.
Shoot, don't remember the time when Cap went to Green Bay and ran for 100-something yards and 3 touchdowns and kicked their ass out of the playoffs.
Yep.
What home field advantage? I think every team should have a dome. If you above.
Listen,
once you get to a certain point, look, ain't nobody trying to play outside.
Before you crash out, Troy, the Indiana Fever just won the Commissioner's Cup behind Florida State great Natasha Howard, 16 points and 12 rebounds.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
They'll be 40 grand richer in the morning.
And in the words of Troy, it's still a fumble.
That shit about to get taxed. That shit about to get taxed.
Hell yeah. Hell, and the state income tax in Indiana ain't no hope.
I used to live there. I'd be like, why?
Bro, I live there too. After I finished paying them income tax that year, I said, let me get the hell on.
Man, it's this great thing about military retirement benefits that can't be taxed by anybody. I didn't care living in Indiana. I ain't paying shit.
That and the city just shitty. There are better places to stay. Just don't stay.
Mm-hmm.
I was holding that in. Thank you, Jamal, because I sure was going to get canceled. You know what?
I got you.
I sure was going to get canceled because
But you know what? I'm happy it was a vet that won MVP because them people ain't gonna never shut the fuck up.
Because if Caleb Clark won MVP, it'd have been
Right. You
Yes,
They
shut up.
would have been
Y'all
making.
got bailed out by a 3-time champion. Shut the hell up.
They
hell
would
no.
have been making her corn maze image somewhere in Iowa.
Yep.
But uh, I
Got
just
bailed out by
I
a
bet
victim.
they
Good
gonna
day.
start finding they're gonna start finding potatoes that look like her, just like they find Jesus on everything.
uh, so funny story. In my hometown area,
I ain't gonna get us canceled.
there
Yeah.
used to be a building. There used to be a building that people would go to and pray because the stained image from the sun they said looked like the Virgin Mary. These people used to have traffic backed up for an hour and a half because it was
I would have
people
got
going to these
everybody
people
shit told.
going to these people's job. People couldn't get out their work because the people outside praying.
Everybody shit would have been told. Tell Jesus to make that way. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Hey, has Ace Bailey shown up to Utah yet?
Yes, he showed
Yeah,
up.
he there.
He showed up
He showed up Saturday.
Sunday.
I
Yeah.
hope. Hey, somebody need to tell him to watch for the crackheads.
Hey, can we talk about can we talk about Buddy with BYU and him about to get suspended by the school and basically he's in the transfer portal?
real quick. Blue
Yeah.
Jacket, I would normally put up a comment from a viewer. I cannot put that comment up because I know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to put that comment up. But
I'm about to
it was
do
the first one. It was the first one. I'll say it that way. It was the first one.
Hey, now Blue Jacket for life. You know good and damn well.
I'm about to say, now why would you ask that question? Because you already know the answer to that question.
You know good and damn well.
Oh,
They
I
don't even believe in the second one.
at
Oh,
all. Second one don't even exist.
oh my goodness. And I just
Baby,
lost my
they
whole
lost
train
their
of thought.
mind over a Black Mermaid. You
Oh
think
my
they
goodness.
gonna believe in a anyway? Let me shut up.
You know what? Doc, say what you said again. I just lost my whole train of thought just with that one.
So let's talk about Jake Retzlaff that's at with BYU.
Oh yeah. So
QB.
I seen some stuff that he already signed or whatever. I don't think he signed with anybody, but he's most definitely going to the portal. He got basically what happened was someone tried to extort him. The case has been dismissed. Someone tried to extort him last year through a lawsuit. They had consensual sex before he became a draft prospect. After he became a draft prospect, then there was a lawsuit filed, and his attorney responded to the lawsuit with text messages from the young man to the lady. BYU is just like Liberty, are very strict on premarital sex. Because he had premarital sex, he was going to be suspended automatically for 7 games.
You get suspended for drinking coffee over there.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's a draft prospect, he can't stay at that school. He's going to ruin his draft position. So he's going to enter the portal. Shout out to the court system in Utah who saw this for what it was and didn't ruin this young man's career. If he looked like me, we probably would be having a whole different discussion.
Yep.
But I'm glad that the court system looked out for this young man and kept him out of peril. Because normally stuff like this go all the way to the dope.
Yeah, remember that dude from Baylor like 10 years back? Big dude. Yeah.
Oh, Sean Oakman.
Yep, him.
Went all the way to the dope. So, let's just be thankful. And I hope somebody on the other side of Gain Street made that phone call already because as much as I like my
He
no
can be
humble
as
pie
raunchy as he
quarterback,
want. He can be raunchy as he want to be and tell us nobody cares. Just show up on Saturday, buddy.
I can't even say nothing. Can't even say nothing. Nope. Nope, that woman here, everything. She right around the corner. Nope, not gonna say it.
Let me tell you something. I gotta say, because now I know he was doing the horizontal poker, and he shouldn't have been because he had BYU.
He
All
the
right.
fellowship.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? He was fellowshipping in them sheets, and so I'm just saying, let's just be real.
Fellowshipping in the sheets is crazy.
Hey,
That's what he
he
was
did
doing.
fellowship. I'm telling you, that's what it was.
See, I ain't the only one. Miles said he did fellowship,
He did fellowship.
but
Fellowshipping between the
I
sheets.
just yeah.
That's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I used to say that I was young and black and I went to Florida State. That used to be my excuse.
Lord Troy. Well,
Nah, she hit you in the head.
Ain't no excuse for that foolishness. Just thank baby Jesus that there was no cell phone
I
or
am bold.
recording.
But the thing about it is when you enroll into BYU, it's schools like BYU, Liberty, Grand Canyon University, those schools that are pretty much faith Christian based, they give you a book.
Yep.
They give you their book, their code of conduct.
Yep.
It's funny you brought up Grand Canyon. I go to Grand Canyon right now.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't realize they was a Christian school until very recent.
Grand Canyon, Abilene Christian, Houston Christian, same way. Just any school that's really, really big on faith. they have a code of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
Rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
One of the rules and regulations is your ass can't have premarital sex. So, and they'll say if you had it before you enter school, you cannot enter to their school.
Yep.
They wouldn't know everything about you. That's why I call BYU Brigham Young University.
Yeah, y'all know how that recruiting visit would have went had I been recruited by them people.
It wouldn't have.
They wasn't even gonna call me. So.
Hold on, wait, no. What we not finna do is you not finna sit here and talk about me like I was some kind of heathen and then get on here, you know what?
I'm just saying that recruiting visit would have been so short. They would have said, "Well, you can't have premarital sex." I was like, "Well, the interview process is really gonna be flawed because that is part of the interview process."
You know what? You know what?
We got to stop
I'm
Marlo
just,
because this train finna go off the rails real fast.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm being honest with you, like for real, like they wouldn't even enter my house.
Mine either.
They would not even. And it's not saying that I'm going to have premarital sex when I'm in college. It's just the fact that how you gonna police me as a 17, 18-year-old who, like you said, like Blue Jacket said, you're 18 to 22 with hormones on both sides, men and women.
Oh no, I would have been done after they said coffee. Know what? No caffeine? Oh no. I'm
Coffee,
out.
like Bernie Mac say,
I can't have no
like
Red Bull before the game.
bubblegum.
Like, do y'all know how many pre-workouts have caffeine in them? Nah, this ain't for me.
So this is my whole thing is like we gotta stop putting rules on stuff that don't need a rule. Now, I know, as you know, Christians, like, you not supposed to have premarital sex, but some of this other stuff don't make no sense. It makes no sense. You just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, and it's dumb.
And then the fact that after you graduate, you got to go on a 2-year mission trip.
Yep.
I mean,
but here's like, people know, it's a Christian school. It's driven by missions. So, but my whole thing is, we got to stop sending our kids there if that's not what we believe. There are opportunities to play at other places. I've never been a fan of BYU anyway, or Liberty, but like, it's okay to not go to a place just because they give you an opportunity. Not all opportunities are your opportunity. And I think we're seeing that in a lot of cases where our kids are getting caught up in these schools, thinking that that's our best option.
Yep. Or they're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Well, not just that, but you be hollering about you a Christian school. Meanwhile, your president is out here whoring. You know what I'm saying? You done got somebody, you got this girl pregnant, made her have an abortion, right? So you could, like, this stuff is really happening. Just like the old man that just died today. What's his name? Spaggart, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Angela. You got caught with prostitutes on several occasions. Prostitutes, baby. And them people still let you run that church. So I don't want to hear nothing about your Christian values and your Christian rules when you support people in politics that are dismantling everything that ties itself to human rights and human health. I don't want to hear nothing about your pro-life nothing when you all you want to see is babies born. You don't care nothing about their life.
I just want to say it like this, Danny. I wouldn't want to go to a school like BYU that don't like black people
at all,
and they admonish black people. They treat the Tongans and Samoans like they ain't shit, but you want to convert them into to the Church of the Latter-day Saints.
Keep it a buck. You have to understand that they sued the federal government to not allow black people interest into the church until the federal government said we'll come up off of that 501c.
Yep.
And they're like, wait, whoa, we just playing. So yeah.
So I wouldn't want to send my kid to no BYU. Like, guess who's gonna be in for a culture shock? That kid AJ Benson going to the BYU this coming up year.
I saw that.
He is going to have a real culture shock, and I know he's only going to be there for a couple of months because he's just going there to hoop, and that's it. He ain't really coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you don't get to do that though, right? So my nephew went to Maryville over in Tennessee, played football. They don't allow, not even the athletes, they don't allow the athletes to just come in and be athletes and kind of disappear. You have to either buy in or pretend to buy in while you there or you out. It's the same thing at Notre Dame. They don't just come in and kind of skirt by. Nah, you going to mass. Whether you believe or not, you going.
That's why I say I don't want to go to no school where you got the name Christian in your school, but y'all fraud.
Yep.
In a sense.
Really heavy on the fraud. You on mute, Troy?
Nope, he just thinking.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. Y'all can look at the private chat. I just never in my life will I ever forget that man getting on national TV and said, if he don't raise $1 million for his school, God is gonna take his life. That is not a Christian. God has never held anybody for ransom. I would never go to a school that is associated with that. And here's the best part. A lot of these other schools, Jared Falwell and all of them was associated with him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Brittany Grant about her time at Baylor.
Baylor, yeah.
And
But Baylor one of them sneaky schools. They not out loud with it, but they just as bad as the others.
Yeah, they I want to say they indoctrinate people, but
they do. Look at RG3.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Oh Jesus. Oh my God.
RG3 is a whole nother case. I don't even want to talk about that man no more.
You know what? We running out of time.
We need to start a sick and shut in list and put him on it. Just be done with it.
Oh man.
That man been like that since he was in high school. So I don't even want.
I'm gonna say this as a dude who went to a PWI. There are some things that I had never seen before I got to Florida State. I had never seen a Korean girl from Texas who sounded like she's from Texas. I had never seen that before. I had never seen a statuesque white girl from Texas. Never seen that. So some things I can understand there are anomalies, you're intrigued. But to wholesale indoctrinate yourself in foolishness, I don't understand it. I'm gonna do this a little different this week. Marlo, sir, what you got for us this week, sir?
Hey, I'm got a birthday coming up, so I'm on that birthday mode right now. Not nothing too crazy planned. Just plan on doing a little deep sea fishing and hanging out for the 4th. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got looking forward to this week. I have a little more to say. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got. Birthday coming up, July 6th. Cancer's in the house.
Oh man. Yeah.
I was good.
That's because your birthday coming here and you're gonna act the donkey on the weekend. We know what you do.
Well,
you think if you act a little bit good early that God gonna forgive all the whatever.
Yin and yang, sir. Yin and yang.
Doc, what you got for us this week, sir?
I really ain't got too much this week, but I hate the fact that I got to work this weekend for the holiday. But hey, it is what it is. Holiday pay coming up, so can't complain. Sunday, talk about Norfolk State football with my man, Mr. Willie Murray, Norfolk State graduate back in the day. So we're gonna talk about what's going on in the 757. And I know I didn't say too much anything last week, but last week was to us here in Texas Screw Day. So, been bumping that June 27th. TP know about it. Yeah. Other than that, just show you the shirt. Holes of a feather, pop together. Thank the wife on that right there. She done got me a whole bunch of shirts. She done made a whole bunch of shirts. Especially people. I think people be about to ask about the the culture vulture shirt. So we try to get all this stuff done, man. Man, she been doing a hell of a job, wonderful job on making shirts and stuff to we could represent it best well. But other than that, crash out on you kids and beat them out the penitentiary and fuck Donald Trump.
TP, I know I got you under the time crunch. What you got for us this week?
I don't have much, man. We talking about NBA free agency, the trades, Kevin Durant coming to Houston, LeBron opting into his deal. A lot of people was like, well, why wouldn't you take a pay cut? Why would you take a pay cut when the organization has a method to where they can still pay players even if you don't take a pay cut because that's already written into the salary cap? So I don't understand them expecting a player to take a pay cut. If somebody came to your job and was like, hey, we're going to need you to take a pay cut so we can hire somebody else, are you going to say yeah? Probably fucking not. But, it's the world we live in. They're going to find any reason they can to try to discredit somebody that's been in the NBA for so long and done so many great things. He's won championships, MVPs, all the first team, all NBAs. It doesn't matter. If I was him, I wouldn't take a pay cut either. Like, I'm going to play out my contract, and whatever happens at the end of that, that's just what happens. But with that being said, NBA free agency is just starting. We're seeing players getting waived. Dame Lillard gone. You know what I mean? Big trades. It's going to be a fun off season. I can already tell, and I can't wait for the season to start.
So, Danny, what you got for us this week?
Man, I'm all over the place. I got, I think y'all know some of the stuff that's been going on, and I think I'm in a space where I just realized that it doesn't matter how good you are at what you do. Sometimes people just aren't going to support you, aren't going to like you just because it's you. There's some people I had no relationship with at all. They don't like you. Or they want to make things difficult for me. But I need y'all to understand something. I get on here and I joke a lot, I talk crazy. I know I talk crazy. And that's probably because I can't talk crazy to nobody on my work day. But I need y'all to stop coming after people that don't send for you. If they ain't purchasing your ticket to come to them, don't bother nobody. Leave them people alone. Because when you get punched in your throat unit, you're going to be crying and complaining. Talking about you hit me. Well, you've been coming after me for days, for months, for weeks, whatever. So this one little punch to your jugular, you shouldn't be surprised. You don't want people to defend themselves, but you reckless, right? So what I need some people to understand. People probably think, oh my gosh, she's so whatever. Maybe you think I'm nice, and maybe you think I'm a pain in the butt. Either way, you're right. Whether you're right or you're wrong, you're right. Because one thing I'm not finna do, I ain't finna go back and forth, around in circles, or out of my way to appease anybody. So whatever your thoughts are about me, you're right. You're right. You may think all kinds of thoughts about me, and you're right. And I want you to walk confidently in your rightness, even when you're dead wrong. Because one thing I have nothing left are F's to give. I done ran out years ago. And I've been cool. But when I checked my wallet earlier today, there were no more F's left
in that motherfucker. I ain't got not one left to give to anybody at all. And I'm not looking to give any more out. I ain't even trying to replenish my stock at all. It is what it is. But one thing, and I'm going to end with this, I'm a coffee bean. Coffee beans aren't changed by the water. Coffee beans change the water. So whether you dip them in hot water or cold water, it's not the bean that changes, it's the water that changes. So understand that I'm consistently me. I'm not changing based off of the water that I'm in. I'm going to change the water. And that's all I got.
Well, well, y'all, this is I don't know if y'all can see this. This is not an apple. This is a mango. Some people call them pear mangoes. And this is a mango that I got from my neighbor that's grown in Florida. And I thought that was very odd that she said, "Hey, do you want a mango?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And while I was helping her collect these mangoes, because she's a very, very older lady, I was thinking that Florida is a swamp, right? The majority of Florida is a swamp or some facsimile of a swamp. And my state stayed doing dumb shit. There is now something called the alligator Alcatraz. I don't know who came up with that. I don't know who thought that was a bright idea. But then the subsequent marketing around the alligator Alcatraz, it's only one way in and that's a one way out. That's deported. Because we don't need to spend extra on security because the dangerous animals will be the security. It's a whole tribe of Indians that survived in the swamp. It's a whole group of black people that survived in the swamp. Notice what I said. Survival. So, if someone has the opportunity to survive their situation, you think some alligators or some pythons finna stop them? You think they ain't smart enough to know, hey, I need to move to make sure I don't get bit by an alligator? Like, y'all really thought this was the Okefenokee swamp that people was going to be afraid. This ain't that. This ain't that. This is the absolute dumbest idea that my understanding was going to cost $400,000 a year per prisoner. And people, my understanding, have been detained for several years as their situation works through the courts. We got to stop being the tip of the dumb shit. We got to. At some point. We literally have a man on national TV calling this the Alcatraz, the alligator Alcatraz. And nobody is offended by this. The people that are always getting bit and killed by alligators are not Floridians. And they most definitely are not people with a darker hue. So we're about to have a New Orleans situation in the Everglades. Just wait. Just wait. I'll give it 3 months after them prisoners get there. We're going to have somebody on the run for weeks. Because them people scared to go in the gator swamp don't mean people with common sense scared to go in the gator swamp. I grew up near a lake that had alligators, and we used to run all around that place. And I'm still here to tell the story. So, again, at some point, no, it's not a political podcast, and this ain't really about politics. This is about common sense. At some point, please stop making my state the tip of the dumb shit. Let that be Louisiana. Let that be Texas. Please stop letting it be Florida.
Don't let it be us.
Yeah, don't put us in there.
Put us
No, y'all keep voting in the man in the wheelchair. Y'all firmly.
and we kick that motherfucker in the lake. I don't care what you say. See if you can swim,
Hey,
nigga.
start kicking now.
See if you can swim, nigga.
Jamal,
Yo,
sir, what you got for us this week?
Crash out.
Y'all. I don't have any crash out. Today is gonna be about grief. Actually, as a lot of y'all noticed, I wasn't here at all last week. Those that follow me on Twitter know that my father passed semi unexpectedly. Ironically on my brother's birthday. Um, so that has been a mountain to climb. People that know me know that my dad was honestly my best friend. He stood on my nerves, but if he called, I was running, and he did the same for me. Um, and then dealing with grief, I am, of course, talking to that lady that I pay a lot of money to. I suggest everybody get one and keep one. But I'm attempting to not repeat and fall in the same pitfalls of depression that I fell into when my mother passed. By nature, I'm a workaholic. I got it from my dad, and it took everything I had in me this week just not to go back to work, because going back to work is easy. I don't have to. I don't have to sit in the silence of my feelings and my emotions when I'm at work, because I'm important at work. People need me at work. I have stuff to do all day at work. Um, so being off this week and having to relearn my day, right? Because my off days would consist of, I would get up, get my grandmother situated because she's 90. She's my dad's mother, ironically. And then I would go to the rehab facility and check on my dad, see if he needed anything. Then I would run all of my errands. Then I would go back to the facility and see him again. And then I would come home, get my grandmother situated, go to sleep, wake up the next day and do it all over again. So I've been forcing myself to just find other things to do. Ironically today, I'm not afraid to admit it. It's like my truck just drove itself to the rehab facility, or passed it anyway. And I have to tell myself, hey, he is not here anymore, and it is okay. And yeah, I cried like a baby, but I'm gonna get through it. And my message to anybody that has been running from the grief, not only of you losing a parent, could be a parent, a sibling, a best friend. Um, you're gonna have to sit in it. You're gonna have to relearn how to live your life without that person, and it's okay. That person would not want you to avoid it, to not relearn life without them. All right. So if you have to get you an expensive person to talk to, get you one. I swear to God, it is worth it. But I also know that not losing yourself and completely having your personality change because you don't want to manage your own depression is also worth it. All right. So I love y'all. As always, fuck Donald Trump, punch a Nazi, and crash the fuck out when people got you fucked up. I'm Lord Jamal.
For some reason, I was on a fuck Tom Brady loop. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it. I didn't want to mess up Jamal's final thoughts. Hey, look, I know we have a lot of fun here. and we all like life has been life in us. I have obligations that I need to get out in the next 2 weeks, financial obligations. I got obligations that I need to get out to the fans and get these videos out and get get the website updated. So I apologize because in the midst of life, I had to take a step back. So if you haven't seen as much content from us, that's on me. That won't be the case going forward. I am trying to get a few guests onto the shows, and I'm also trying to get us monetized. So if you could like and subscribe the podcast, watch at fatmouthsports.net. That'll take you straight to our YouTube page. I would greatly appreciate it. We have been growing, without a doubt. I appreciate every single person that has joined. We done jumped like 40 members in the last 2 months. And before that, we was growing at like 2-3 members per month. So again, I appreciate everybody. We're trying to get monetized. We will be at SWAC Media Day. I don't know if we'll have somebody at the SWAC MEAC Challenge or the SWAC MEAC luncheon. I'm still trying to figure that out. I am thinking about doing a Saturday morning show because I want to go to some places. And the first place I'm going to vlog about is when I go back to Birmingham, I'm going back to where I got the ribs in a cup.
Come on, the gas station?
Yes, from the gas station. I'm going back to the ribs in the cup.
Hey, ribs in the cup sound good, but
it do though. Like, is it like rib tips? Like
it's like rib tips. It's Korean barbecue short ribs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going back. But that's gonna be like the first big thing that comes out because SWAC Media Day is only a couple of weeks, so that's gonna come out. I am working on videos that highlights everybody's voices. Because I just did a video today, and in the other videos, I noticed TP would say stuff and I would miss it, so I would create videos. I'm now going through and catching DK stuff. So DK is a little sneaky little slide. So I'm gonna start getting him. Like everybody on the show gonna be on 24-hour reel. When I get that done, everybody gonna be on it.
Hey, listen, I gotta keep my image up.
Does she know what she said tonight? Does she know what she said tonight? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so I'm the 24-hour reel is coming. It just takes the incredible amount of computing power to start stitching these videos together like that. So it takes some time. But again, I want to thank everybody for watching. For everybody at Fat Mouth Sports, myself, Danny, Marlo, TP, Lord Jamal, Dot Holiday at HBCU Overdrive. Please check out his show. Your next show is tomorrow?
I don't know if I have one tomorrow, but more likely it'll probably be on Sunday.
All right. And then
we're gonna chill out.
And then we will have a show on Thursday. So look out for that show. But for everybody here, thank you, and we are out.
The Republicans got y'all fucked up.
We still here. Oh, they gone?
Yeah, I'm here. Here come in late. Hey, turn off your loop.